Hi, this is Mrs. B. Today I wanted to show you how to take a break from making kefir. I have been making kefir now for about a couple of weeks and it's time to take a break. So this is what you do, and it's really easy. I didn't actually realize how easy it was. So this is a batch of kefir that I started yesterday, and you can see that there's some whey separating at the bottom, or it has a jiggly consistency. When it jiggles, that's the time to strain it. You can see that the grains are kind of floating at the top of the jar. So let's take it out and strain it. You can take a break from making kefir for up to 2 to even 3 weeks using this method. So here is if you can see that that's the kefir that has just been made. So that took about 24 hours and I just left it on the kitchen side. I've made some videos in the past, so you can take a look how to get it started as well. The way I strain it is I have a glass bowl, a sieve. I use a metal sieve because I don't have a plastic one. So that's why I kind of use a cloth as well on top, so that the kefir grains actually don't really touch the metal. And then I use a dishcloth. So this is a dishcloth that have been thoroughly washed, and so it has no chemicals on it, and I keep using it. It has big holes, and I keep using it every day to strain my kefir. So you put it over here and you simply pour it in. This is great. You can see that whey is sort of starting to go down fast, and the whey will collect itself at the bottom of this container. I will also show you at the same time how to wash your kefir grains. Now everyone says don't wash grains because it's really bad, but I found a way to do it safely, which is very cool. But today is about taking a break from making kefir. So this method will give you, so if you're going away on holiday, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you can very safely take a break and your kefir grains will be absolutely fine. So you first pour them in here and then you strain it. You can see that whey is already collecting at the bottom. Wash your hands very thoroughly. I mean, you can use gloves as well, but I'm old school. I wash my hands very thoroughly and I'm good to go. So you collect your kefir in the cloth and then you wait for it to strain a little bit. I might fast forward through these bits. You gently squeeze, okay? So to get most of the whey out of your kefir, gently squeeze. So the more whey you get out of kefir, the thicker the kefir is going to be. Also, if you wanted to make it even thicker, after you've strained it and you started your kefir grains in a new batch, what you've collected, the kefir that they've made, you can actually leave on the side. Sometimes I leave it for a few hours just to ferment a little bit longer to get a thicker kefir. Kefir is incredibly good for you. Kefir, homemade kefir, will have up to 50 or 60 different bacterial strains, whereas the one that you buy in the shops, the one that I found the most in the shops and supermarkets was 14. So this is how much bacteria and our guts are missing if you say you've taken antibiotics, and how do you replace those? Antibiotics will wipe everything from your body. So, and if you buy kefir from the shops, yes, you will replace 14 strains, but your original microbiome, your biology, and your tummy had up to 60 different ones. So, making kefir is definitely a good idea. And it saves a ton of money, actually. I've worked it out that it is cheaper to buy milk and make kefir at home than buy yogurts or kefirs in the shops. I really like this stuff, so I eat a lot of it. Right, so now that's whey is kind of at the bottom, that's the white stuff. Now we're going to squeeze the white kefir itself into a different bowl. So that's what you're after. So I'll move this to the side so that you can see. And then again, you continue squeezing, probably a little bit lower because it will sort of go everywhere. So I'll start it a little bit lower. And again, I've said that many times, you'll get the feel for when to stop because you don't want to squeeze the life out of your kefir grains. You just want to get the kefir out, and then what you want to do is you want to wash your kefir grains safely. I like to see how big they are, and I like to see them. I like to give them a bit of a bath. So I'll show you how to do this in a second as well. So we're squeezing the kefir out. If you want, you can actually strain it again to get rid of more of the whey as well, to make it even thicker. That's pretty cool. And making kefir is definitely way easier than making yogurt, and it has more bacteria, so it has to be better. It's easy because all you do is strain it, put a new batch of milk and leave it on the side. Whereas with yogurt, you actually have to heat the milk, then you have to cool it down to a certain temperature, and then you inoculate it with the bacteria. So it's a bit more faff to do, if you see what I mean. Right, so I think that's about it. That's now kefir done. And now let's wash the grains. So I will open that up here so you can see. So this is still, there's still a lot of kefir in here. Okay, so you can't really see where the grains are and where the kefir is. So what I tend to do is, the best way I found to wash kefir grains is to actually wash it in whey. Perfect, right? So what we're going to do is, I think I might just put it into this bowl here. Okay. Right. Okay, so let's now just take that out of here and put it into here. So you can see the big nuggets, quite chunky already. Look at these guys, jiggly little things. So cool. They're alive. They are very much alive. And fun fact, if you keep feeding them and doing this, they will live forever. Like, they will outlive you and me. They can just literally multiply and live forever, indefinitely. So cool. So now just sort of getting what I have left back into the whey again, and then I swish it around, and that's the way to wash your kefir grains. Ingenious. Don't use tap water because it may have chlorine in it, and so it will most likely damage your grains. You don't want that. So I think we're done. Okay, I think we're done. So I'll put it back in here, and now just keep swishing it around, gently touching to the side to kind of give them a bit of a bath. So cool. It's fascinating that they are actually a living organism. It's living bacteria that humans and these little things have learned how to live in a good relationship, good healthy relationship. Look at this. I mean, there's one that's really big. Wow. I mean, look at this guy. That's a jiggly little bacterial kefir grain. They're not really grains, by the way. It's just they have that sort of consistency and structure. That's why people call it kefir grains, but they're not really grains. Look at this guy. I'm not sure if you can see. Can you see that one hand? That's big. Right. Okay. So that's now, they're ready. So I will put this over here. The cloth can get and the jar will get washed again. And I'll take a fresh cloth. Again, I use these two cloths every day. I wash them and they're nice and clean. I put it back in here in a bowl, strain it again, and that is how you wash your kefir grains. Genius. Absolutely, definitely safe for your grains. Absolutely perfect. And I don't throw this water away because it's actually full of protein and still good bacteria. So I actually put it in a glass in the fridge and I sort of drink it later. I preferred it chilled. I don't particularly like the warm kefir taste. Doesn't taste that good. So you now gently squeeze again to kind of get rid of the rest of the water, and that's your start. So up until this point, it's all the same as if you were changing it every day. But the difference is what you do next. So I'll tell you. So how do you take a break from making kefir? Okay, I'll tell you. So the next thing that you do, okay, that's you kind of, I think we're good. We're good to go. Okay, now let's open that up and let's take a look what's left. Okay, look at that. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is the next population of kefir grains. So you put them back in the new freshly washed jar. Sort of take them gently. Look, they are definitely sort of a jiggly, gluey, gloopy things. So you put them here. I'm amazed how much they multiplied in a very short period of time. Okay. So there is a slight difference in color. The kefir grains itself, they've got a yellowish color, whereas kefir itself is white. So that's how you can see that's actually purely clean kefir grains. And you're gonna have a lot of them, so definitely share them with people, share them with your friends and family. Right, so now that's done. Okay, that can all be washed. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands and I'll come back in a second to finish off and I'll tell you how to take a break from kefir grains. Right, so what's left is this two things. I've done it now a few times for over a couple of weeks, so I have definitely improved my process. I am a bit faster at doing this, which is really good. Right, so now what I have left is I have the kefir that I have squeezed right at the beginning. So that is going to go into a fresh bowl, into a fridge to chill it, and then I'll have it with either berries or some fruit for pudding later today. I have the next, which is the whey mixed with the rest of the kefir, so it's a little bit more runny. I tend to put that in a glass, I put it in the fridge to chill, and then I just have it as a drink, cold drink. So that's all safe. Now, here are the grains that I want to make sure that they are okay while I'm away, and I want to obviously make sure that they're happy. So the next thing that I do is you fill it with milk. You don't particularly need to weigh them. I mean, you can if you want to, but if you have a lot of kefir grains and if you've been doing it for a while, you'll know roughly how much milk you need. But to take a break, you don't need a huge amount of milk, so you just fill it back with milk to the top. If you have a lot of kefir grains, you can split them into 2 jars, for example. So I use, you can't see on this one, but I use, this is a fresh one, Yo Valley whole milk for this. I know the supermarkets have somehow decided that people no longer buy whole milk, so it's actually not that easy to find, you know, a bigger 2-liter bottle of whole milk, but this is the one that I buy. So you take your spoon, so your kefir grains are in here, your milk is there, you swish it around again, okay? So just to kind of give them a little bit of a head start. And now my kefir grains are going on holiday. So I'm going on holiday, my kefir grains are going on holiday. So you put your little cover back on. Okay. You put your rubber band. Okay. And so the biggest difference with making kefir and taking a break is where you put this jar. So if you put it in the fridge, they'll be absolutely fine in this jar for up to 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks even, because the way that they make kefir is by fermentation. For fermentation, you need heat, and so if you leave it on the side, today here is about 21 degrees in the kitchen, so they will make kefir in 24 hours. If you want kefir faster, you need to increase temperature. I also have a warm cupboard, and that cupboard sometimes gets 25, 26, sometimes even 27 degrees in there. So they will make kefir by the morning because it will be hotter, so they can work faster. But if you chill them, if you put them in the fridge, you are slowing down the fermentation process, which means that they will take much longer. I mean, they will still make kefir, but much, much slower. So that's the secret of taking a break from making kefir. You put it in the fridge for however long you need when you're taking a break. Now it's not indefinite. Okay, if you need to take a much longer break, so a few months, for example, you can freeze your kefir grains or dry them as well. So I'll do another video on how to do that if you need to take a break longer than 2 to 3 weeks. But if it's just for holiday, you can have holiday, your kefir grains can have holiday, and then you come back, revigorate it, and you can start again, and they will be absolutely fine. They will serve you really well. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.